The Falcons offensively have not put their best foot forward, especially in this 3-game losing streak. And the biggest question mark this week was it all Kirk Cousins, or was it what Zach Robinson was calling and the game flow of the game? And I think it was a little bit of both, but we're going to take a look at some specific plays on what actually happened, starting off with a run play. It's going to be something that the Falcons, Zach Robinson specifically, is starting to incorporate more. The Falcons have been very heavy outside zone team, typically towards the tight end side. So typically you would see Kyle Pitts here reach, you get a double here, you reach up, he flows, reaches here, seals, and then Bijan tries to do something like this. In a duo concept, you're looking more so for how many double teams can you get. And Bijan is going to be trying to hit this A gap here. So typically in a duo concept, the way I understand it is you are doubling as many as you can backside. So here, Bergeron and Dahlman are going to double, and someone is going to work up to the backer. He shoots here, it's going to be Bergeron. If he scrapes over, it's going to be Dahlman. Here, Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry double here, and it's the same concept. Scrapes over, it's Lindstrom. If he plugs this C gap, it's McGarry. Pitts just has to kick this guy out. Jake Matthews also has to kick this guy out. And Bijan, he's trying to hit this A gap, but he's able to cut back wherever he sees fit. This is a 3rd and 4. This is a nice little wrinkle that the Falcons have added for short yardage situations. So if you watch it full speed, we're going to pause it at the point of attack. Motion brings London in, and it's a nice little wrinkle too. If you look here, London is actually, he get him. Here, let me show you. A nice little wrinkle before the snap. London is actually, instead of just kicking this guy out, Derwin James moves into the in line. Pitts is going to kick out, and he's going to wrap block here. And he does a good job about it. He does a really good job. So now let's watch. Boom, block. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look, I got to point this out. Drake London blows up Derwin James. That's beautiful. When you have a bad game, you got to highlight the good. And Drake London has been one of the best blocking wide receivers in the league, especially with the new running scheme and what we're asking our wide receivers to do. But now here's the attack, right? You're looking at great double team here. The defensive tackle mainly stays on Dahlman, so Bergeron is working up here. Chris Lindstrom works up to the linebacker as well. Good blocks here. Honestly, Bijan could hit this hole, but he decides to cut back up, which is a good choice. This is textbook right here. He cuts back, and there's a little bit of a void. The defensive tackle here sheds his block, and then the linebacker also sheds his block from Bergeron. But you know what? Bijan's special enough that he's able to get the first down. So here's really where we can start diving into what the offense was doing. Raheem mentioned it in his presser prior to this game that the Falcons were going to try and incorporate more play action pass. So that's what this is. This is a play action pass. It's going to be a 7-man protection. You have Charlie Werner here. You have Ray McLeod that are going to stay in the block to help with the offensive line. This is just to allow Kirk enough time to throw the ball and find the open receiver. So normally Darnell Mooney is lined up in the slot. You usually see him motion out, and it spreads the defense out horizontally. But this time we're going to get into a more of a condensed formation. Mooney motions in. He's running a clear out route, kind of like a sail route. Drake London's going to run a deep out route. And then after the play actions here, Tyler's just going to swing out here, be the check down. Now, what the Chargers do in their primary coverage, it's cover 4 or quarters, right? Cover here, cover here, cover here, cover here. You got 4 rushers down here. You got curl flat, hook defender, and then you have a hook defender here that also plays the flat. They do a good job, especially this guy right here. I want you to watch this defender here when Mooney motions in. I believe that's Derwin James. It just throws the timing off. of the entire play. So Mooney's at the top right here. Here we go, motion in. The defense condenses. Boom, right there, a little contact. Throws Mooney off the timing. But Kirk's able to check it down to Tyler. We get positive yards. We get about 5 or 6 yards. That's what you want, right? If it's not there immediately, dump it off. And then overall, the protection was really nice. Watch, 4-man rush, double team here, individually. Like, no one got close to Kirk. Kirk was able to really feel relaxed and take his time through his progressions. So this is the 3rd and, I believe, what is it? This is 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, our first possession. This is the one where Kirk misses Mooney. And this was probably Zach Robinson's best play call in the red zone, in my opinion. Let's look at the route combination. You have a clear out route by Pitts. I don't like that color for the offense. You have a clear out route by Pitts. Bijan's going to be your check down here. Mooney actually motions across right here. And this is really where the nice combination of this trip set, because everything gets condensed. London is going to run up, and Mooney is going to run up and then break to a post. And London's going to have like this delayed wheel route. And then Ray is just going to run underneath them and run like a stick route. Just show his chest to Kirk Cousins. What it does, because even though the corners are pressed up on the defense, so even though the corners are, pressed up, this guy up here, he's going to squat this route. He's pretty much going to match him. Kyle Pitts runs a clear out, so he follows him. Safety drops his half, or his quarter. And then this corner is also going to drop. It's still quarters, right? They're just showing it in a different look. You have the linebacker walked up to the line of scrimmage. He's not coming. He shows blitz, but they're only sending 4. They're overloading the left side of the line. He drops to a hook seam defender. He's a middle of the field robber. The reason this hurts a lot is because he doesn't get as much depth as he probably should. And then you have another hook seam defender, right? They're not worried about the flats. They are willing to give and concede this area because they feel like they can come up and rally and tackle. And if you watch it, man, watching this really hurt my soul, because here, boom, this Kirk is getting ready to, like, he sees what happens, right? He's got his eyes this way. Ray's stick route draws the attention of these 2 defenders, and it allows Mooney to come right here in this huge void. That's what hurts, right? So instead of a Younghoe Koo missed field goal, right, the very next play, it's a walk-in touchdown, because Mooney catches it in stride. It's a touchdown. Like, it was bad. It was bad. Now, looking back at the protection, for the most part, it was okay. It could have been better. But I believe it was Chris Lindstrom got pushed into Kirk right there. Let's look at that again. Right here. Right here. He gets in it. So Kirk's really just sidestepping and throwing without a lot of power. Now, this is after the Chargers turnover. What we're looking for, even in the pistol formation, we're running duo. Now, the alignment for the defensive line sets up perfectly for what the Falcons want to do in the duo concept. This over front is what we're looking for, right? The defensive line is shifted over to the tight end side. But what the Falcons do is they motion Charlie Warner across, and that just changes everything, right? Because if we're running duo, really the only double team you have is here. You go boom, boom, backer, one-on-one, one-on-one. And then you have Caleb McGarry right here. Charlie Warner is going to come across. Just little things that you can fix. Now, this is where I think the Falcons can improve even more in their running game, because we're such a heavy outside zone schemed running team. And I think the influence from Arthur Smith, I've spoken to several people and they agree with me. The influence of Arthur Smith and Dwayne Ledford, who was a part of that staff, who is the Falcons run game coordinator, still has that effect on the Falcons, because this offensive line was designed for the outside zone scheme. It's heavy in that. But your running back, Bijan Robinson, he thrived at the University of Texas with these inside zone runs where it's a you hit the hole or you hit the cut back lane. So this one specifically, this is an inside zone run. So everyone's just gonna boom. It looks like duo, right? He's gonna try and reach here unless this backer crosses his face, and then he's gonna get here. He's gonna kick out, right? Boom, boom, and then they're gonna work their way up. He's gonna seal, and Ray actually comes in here and does like a wrap block right here. Bijan starts here, and then he ends up cutting back this way. It's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. That's what you're looking for, and that's why I feel like that the Falcons should do this more. Watch, boom, the ball is handed off, right? There's nothing here. There's nothing here. This defensive lineman gets upfield. He crosses Bergeron's face. Dahlman is getting to the linebacker. Everyone, this looks like a run stunt. Let me back up. Now the Chargers just play this really well, but you see Bijan's ability to just work his way all the way back and gain 7 in a blink of an eye. So this is Kirk Cousins' first interception. Okay, I want to say that the play was there to Drake London, and it was the hesitation that I saw, that everyone saw. You know, Kirk double clutched it, and it allowed this corner to make the play. So what is it? It's almost identical to the first play where it was a 2-man concept, because look, Ray's in here. That kind of keys in that it's going to be a 7-man protection. So I have yet to see the Falcons throw in a wrinkle that kind of leaks Ray out, where the defense kind of gets lulled to sleep, like, oh, he's staying in the block, he's not going to do anything. I've yet to see that. So it's 7-man protection. Darnell Mooney, your speed guy, is going to clear out, or he's supposed to clear out, and then Drake London is going to run a deep out route. To me, if Kirk hits, like rips this ball at his deepest drop, it's a completion. It's a big play. The crappy part is the play action works so well that 1, 2, 3 players bit. They bit on the run. The Chargers are just running cover 3. This corner deep, right? And this guy's playing probably hook seam. I'm not sure. But watch, we're gonna look at where Kirk is and where Drake is at the bottom of his drop, or at the top of his drop. Right here. Boom. His foot's in the ground, right? Look at Kirk. Look at Kirk. Sure, you have this defender here, but he's got the curl flat. He's enticed by Tyler Algier, who's running a swing route. This corner, Darnell Mooney's still in front of him. Why is Kirk not ripping it right here? One of Kirk's biggest abilities that we saw coming from Minnesota was his anticipation, right? He could anticipate. This guy's head's turned around. He's not making a play on the ball. Like, I don't get why he double clutched at all. You throw it right here, loft it over this defender, or zip it right there. London's getting that. London's getting that. Now watch what happens. He pumps, double clutches, boom, the corner breaks off his route, makes a play, interception. Great play by the corner, because, hey, if it's there, go and take it, right? Watch the footwork by Kirk. Okay? Look at these guys. 1, 2, 3. They all bite. It clears out the middle of the field. Now, I will say this would be an awesome play call for the middle of the field. Right here. Kirk's looking. Look at where his eyes are. He's looking where Drake's going to be. Why isn't he not throwing the ball? So now, 1. He starts sidestepping. 2. Go back. Go back. Oh, come on. The play action. Boom. Let's slow it down. We're going to slow it down. Pump, pump. He takes like 2 side steps, and it allows that corner to break free. Like, if Kirk makes the decision to rip that ball, Drake's right here, and he goes out of bounds. Now, here's something really cool. This is the first time I've ever seen the Falcons run it this season. I don't remember ever seeing them run this. Watch. So initially, you have Charlie Werner lined up on the left with Ray. The defensive line adjustments, they're over to that. He shifts over. The defensive line adjusts. That's fine. What the Falcons are going to run here is what's called a smash wham concept. You're trying to get the defensive tackles up the field. Let's draw this out so what it looks like. So it's wham. You're going to have pullers. It's really cool. So you're going to wham, and then Charlie Warner is going to pull behind. Boom, kick him out. He's going to climb, and then he's going to pull. Boom. And then he's going to climb. Boom. It looks weird, right? It looks like, you look at it and it's like, how is that going to create any sort of crease? But right here in this B gap, there's a crease. And if guys can just hold their blocks just a little bit longer, it's a bigger gain. If you remember the Baltimore Ravens against the Buffalo Bills, right? That big run, that big touchdown run that Derrick Henry had, they ran this concept to perfection. And everyone held their blocks to perfection. Let's watch it for the Falcons. Watch how these guys get to the second level so fast. Boom. See, this is, look at it. Look at when Bijan gets the ball. Look at this valley. Look at this. If Drake London, this one's kind of a hard task to ask, but he's either got to dig him out, like get inside of him, or just wash him this way. Bijan can work off of that. Other than that, the play is blocked perfectly. And like I said, the guys just need to hold their blocks just a tad longer for Bijan to really gain traction. I think it went for 4 or 5 yards, but it's a nice little wrinkle that Zach Robinson has added. So here's the first reverse, right? It's very frustrating because if you guys remember the Cowboys game with the Falcons, Caden Ellis blew up this exact play with CeeDee Lamb, right? Now, of course, CeeDee is faster than Drake London. Why we chose to use Drake London in this situation, I don't know. That's the question mark. But do I hate the play call? No. The only problem I really have, because it's relatively blocked really well, is Derwin James right here. He's going to shoot right here. Ray out here is expected to pin him or scrape him. One of the two. Either way, it's a mismatch. You know, Ray is only 5'8", not even 200 pounds, and he's expected to block Derwin James, one of the most physical safeties in the league. It's just not an ideal thing to ask your receiver to do. If you want that to happen, honestly, this should be Ray getting this reverse right here and Drake London with this task. But even then, the spacing is off. I mean, this is almost 5 yards right here. The receiver, in my opinion, should be right here. So Derwin maybe lines up right here, but at least you're giving yourself a better chance, right? Maybe this guy shifts in here. I don't know. But that's the only problem I have with it. Because watch. Drake motions across. There's Derwin James in screen, right? What did Greg Olsen say on the broadcast? This is ideal to run when you have someone with their hand down that can't see. Derwin James can see it clear as day. He shoots. I mean, come on, man. Like, what are we expecting Ray to do? He's got a full head of steam. There's no way he's stopping this man right here. And look, everyone else relatively has their blocks here, right? Boom. He's faking right here. Yeah, this guy gets free, but Drake London, I mean, if Ray's able to block him, that's a first down. So, again, we talked about the little things earlier on a goal line stand that the Chargers had on the Falcons. The little things, these little wrinkles that you should have... It's week 13. You should have already fixed these things, but nonetheless, you see it now. You understand, okay, maybe I shouldn't use Drake, or if I'm going to use Drake, maybe I have it in 12 personnel versus 11 personnel, and then you have Charlie right there and Pitts on the other side. Something else has to change. Again, I don't hate the play call in the situation. It was the first one. It's just the way it was lined up and maybe the personnel package. Again, what the Chargers are doing, you can kind of see it pre-snap, is how they're splitting their safeties and where their defenders, their alignment is. Like, you can almost see this square. right? This quadrilateral, and there's some math terms right there, right? And then you almost see this triangle. But they run it in so many different ways that it's hard to tell sometimes. So what ends up happening is he runs a deep half. He runs more of like this robber, almost like a Tampa 2. He runs deep. He's here. He's robbing, and he's curled a flat. So like everything is covered for the most part for the Chargers. Kirk is able to find an open man, just he misses again. He misses. So right here, Kirk is at the bottom of his drop, or the top of his drop. A lot of people say, oh, Pitts is open. Yeah, Pitts is open, but, you know, Kirk is looking, it's a third down and long. We're not looking for checkdowns. We're trying to gain yards. And I get it, like, you could turn your head, but it is what it is, right? Look, you see it right here, square. Boom, boom. And look, these two receivers are in the square. Triangle, boom, boom, boom. Right? This defender here is being, you know, it feels threatened by Bijan right here. What ends up happening with this defender, Derwin James passes him off, but then he's looking at Pitts. And Darnell Mooney from here runs a little deep curl route. I wish he would have seen this defender and drifted this way. He didn't, but Kirk could have still gotten him the ball. Right here, boom. Look, he's open. He's open, clearly. I mean, this defender is kind of moving this way, but he's not going to get there in time. Look, if Kirk is able to get it to Mooney in his chest or relatively high or something, Mooney catches and, you know, gains an extra 3 or 4 yards or maybe more, breaks it for a touchdown. You don't know. These are those bad misses that Kirk was having, and where I started to question his strength and his power. It's like, man, I thought we were past this. I thought we were actually making strides in the right direction, and then you see stuff like this, you know? Now, it's still 17-10 right now. We're in the red zone. We're trying to capitalize on this possession. You need a touchdown to tie, right? But points. That's what you want, points, because it's still the third quarter at this point. And this is, again, it becomes predictable, right? This is where you need drivers, right? Even though the defense is condensed, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. You have 6 guys right here. It's a hat on a hat, and I get it. You want to get Bijan on the outside. You want Bijan to do this, cut up here, whatever. But if you just run duo, let's think about this, right? If you were to run duo or even inside zone, right? Let's say it's inside zone. Boom, boom, right? Boom, 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 right there. Boom. Bijan can hit this right here or cut it back. That's where it's option, because it's still a light box. It's a man on a man, essentially, right? And we have athletes on the offensive line. You could even run duo, right? If it's duo right or even duo left, let's say it's duo left, right? Everyone's going to step right. Boom. Block, block, get up to the linebacker. Block, block, get up to the linebacker, seal off right here, right? It's still, as long as you're getting movement this way, you could still hit this away. You could hit this up the gut, or Bijan can cut back this way. No different. Let's say it's duo right, right? He's going to set, seal this guy off, boom, boom, up, boom, boom, up, and then just boom. Right? There's no immediate threat here for Jake, so he's going to just double here and work his way up. No immediate threat here for Dahlman. He's going to double and go up. Boom, boom. Just down block, right? Same thing. He can cut it back. But instead, we run an outside zone where Charlie Warner motions across, and then he motions back, almost like a split zone, to kick this guy out or get this going, right? Get this outside zone going. So after the motion, this is what it looks like. Boom, chip here, right? To help Jake Matthews reach. And then Warner is going to continue on. He's going to try and reach here, right? He's going to try to reach here, but if he crosses face right here on Bergeron, Well, then Dahlman's going to be the one off sealing here. Okay? Chris Lindstrom's going to reach here. McGarry's going to leave Bosa and just go find someone here to seal off. Right? Because everyone's going to flow. Right? Essentially, these linebackers are going to flow here, and then everyone's blocked off. The problem is, the Chargers are really good at shedding blocks. Watch. Kirk sends Werner on motion. He motions back. Boom, right here. And actually, the Werner is actually sent up in the A-gap, right, to clear this out. Right? Here's a good block. Bergeron's here. He's going to clear this guy out. Dahlman does a good job here. He's sealed off. He's sealed off. Realistically, Bijan can hit this hole or cut it up based off Werner's block. But again, the Chargers are really good at shedding blocks. Look, just everyone's still blocked. This guy's doing a good job of fighting across Lindstrom. Dahlman's guy sealed. Bergeron's good. He's going to get kicked out. So Bijan sees what Werner's doing because of this linebacker where he is. He overflowed. Now Werner's going to kick out, essentially, flush him out, and Bijan's looking to hit it right here. Problem? Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack. He's an all-pro. I mean, what do you want from him, right? He sheds the block, slows down Bijan. Lindstrom's guy gets across his face. They make a play. So this next play, 2nd and goal for the Falcons. This is why the Chargers are one of the best red zone defenses. They are playing a match quarters here. So they have 4 high, right? 1, 4, right? But they all have their key assignments. They're matching certain receivers, right? Number 1, right? He's matching him. Essentially, it's man coverage, right? Matches this route. He's matching here. He is playing a robber, so he's just getting depth, right? Reading the quarterback's eyes. Sorry, let me backtrack on this side. Match here, so he's matching Mooney. And he's matching Bijan, who's the number 2 receiver on this passing threat, right? So this safety has what's called a tricks responsibility, is what it looks like. And his eyes go to the number 3. Is there anyone crossing? Is there anyone coming this way that he's going to jump? Okay? The moment there is not anyone coming his way, he's just down here. He's helping out on this side as a robber. What the Falcons end up doing, it's just a route combination that just no one gets open, right? It's good defense by the Chargers. What they're doing right here, it's just a little out. Mooney stops his route. It almost looks like a comeback route, but it could have been a dig route. Bijan is just swinging out. Pitts runs a corner route. Here's a stick route right here. And what I think Drake London had an option route based off the coverage. So either he could flatten this out and run a dig, or he could go into a post. And I think that's what Kirk sees. Kirk sees this safety stay over here. So he immediately reads and thinks it's cover 2, right? The safeties are going to be split. And that's what Drake reads too. So that's why Drake, when he runs the route, he kind of drifts up, right? He sees this backer. The backer does a really good job of getting depth because Drake is coming here. But the depth on it, you see the ball right here. Kirk is having to layer over here. But now this safety reads that it's coming here. So you have these 2 guys plus the guy covering him. It's essentially triple coverage. But the Chargers did such a good job disguising it that Kirk didn't see it. And realistically, if you're looking at it, his best option, right? His best option, right here. But because of what Kirk saw, right? He thought it was cover 2 or cover 4. He thought there would be 2 defenders out here. So immediately he knows Pitts is running a corner. He's like, oh, well, he's running into double coverage. I'm not going to throw it there. I'm going to throw it where the field is split in half, right? Realistically, this guy's here, or I'm sorry, this safety's here. You're running quarters, right? Oh, I see the linebacker here. I'm going to layer it over. It's not the case. The Chargers did such a good job, again, disguising it and forcing an incompletion. Luckily, it was tipped and not intercepted. Now you get to the fourth quarter. This is just after that fake punt that the Chargers tried and the Falcons stopped. And momentum looked like it was swinging back the Falcons' way. This is 3rd and 1. This is another one of those plays where alignment plays a part because it's just a simple up the gut. Looks like duo trying to get a yard, duo left, and Derwin James blows up the play. And I think the alignment for Ray is just not good. It's not good. So the Chargers are in what looks like an even front, right? But they're inside. They're playing these gaps, right? So if we're running duo left, so what ends up happening is this guy stunts inside, so Jake takes him right away. Kick out here. London is going to wrap in the gap right here. This is his guy. We got a double here, one man here. What ends up happening is this guy, from what I saw, held Dahlman and Lindstrom. It could have been defensive holding, but it wasn't. McGarry gets Bosa. But Derwin James does not feel threatened at all that this could be a play action or if it's an outside zone. He's screaming. He's trying to get Tyler in the backfield. He just shoots this gap, this C gap. And it's a hard task for your 5'8" receiver, Ray. Love Ray and love what he's done so far for the Falcons. But what he's looking to do is seal this guy off. Seal Derwin James off. But, I mean, it's Derwin James. One of the hardest hitting safeties in the league. Once he commits and shoots that gap, not a lot of people stopping him. That's why I would have liked to have seen the tight end. Now, granted, it could be a defensive alignment. A defensive alignment for the Chargers that put Derwin James there. So then, how do you counter that? Well, instead of Ray, go to 12 personnel. Have another tight end here, an H-back, right? Because then, okay, maybe Bosa's lined up here, and then Derwin James is here, right? Then it becomes boom, 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 backer, boom, 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 wrap. And then everyone, it's a hat on a hat. Everyone is blocked. Everyone is blocked, and then Tyler should easily get 4 yards in a perfect world. But because of the personnel package, the spacing, and just a hell of a play by Derwin James, that doesn't happen. But this guy just dives, essentially. And it's there. This one's painful to watch. I put this out on Twitter. This was painful to watch because if Derwin James is blocked, look at this. Tyler sees this linebacker. You think Tyler's going to run right at him? No. There's a hat on a hat, a hat on a hat, a hat on a hat. Tyler's going to bounce it out right here. Going to hit this hole and bounce. That's easy money. And then he's got one-on-one with the corner. Who do you think wins? Tyler or a corner? Come on, man. But again, Derwin James makes a hell of a play. Goes for no gain. But now we get to the worst interception of the entire game because it's 3rd and goal. It's not 4th and goal. It's not like we have to make something happen. Worst case scenario, you don't get the touchdown. You get 3 points. Now it's 17-16 with still plenty of time left. The defense for the Falcons had been playing phenomenally, and you felt confident that they were going to be able to stop the Chargers and get the ball back for the offense. At that point, right, it changes everything. So what do the Falcons call? I don't like this play call, but it's what it was called. And we do have some openings, right? It's just going to be straight curls. Boom. Mooney actually motions across. Boom. Okay? Comeback route. Boom. That's all it is. And then Bijan's your backside check down. So what are the Chargers running? Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DBs deep, right? You have 2 linebackers, right? What do the Chargers do? This is one of those that they just disguise really well. This is why they're one of the best in the league when it comes to red zone defense, they're going to run an inverted cover 2. What does that mean? Instead of the safeties going deep, it's going to be the corners. Boom, cover 2. Boom, cover 2. They're literally going to have 3 robbers across the goal line. These guys come to the hook seams, hook curls, whatever you want to call it, out here. They leave this short middle of the field open. They don't feel threatened by that. They want you to check it down so they can come and rally and tackle. Okay? If you watch the play develop, the only person, once Kirk gets to the bottom of his drop right there, the only one coming open because of the way leverage is and how everyone is, I'll let you take a guess. Darnell Mooney. Right there. Kirk's looking down the middle of the field, but he needs to rip it right there. This guy's hips are turned that way, right? London is bracketed. This guy's underneath. This guy's going to play up. He plays up. He's playing right here. He's playing out here. He sees Bijan, who's flaring out. Honestly, Mooney's the only one, but Kirk has to time it. And that's where this game got frustrating because, again, Kirk, his strength was his anticipation and being able to know where he's going to go with the ball pretty quickly and get it to the receiver. We've seen it time and time again with Darnell Mooney. Time and time again. Okay? Pressure gets there. He's shaking right here. Right here. He's looking down the field, which is good, right? He's looking down the field. Anyone open? Is this guy open? Is Pitts open? No. Is Drake London open? No. This defensive back has seen Mooney. He open? No. Is he open? No. So now, as a veteran quarterback, you have 2 options. You go to your backside check down, which Bijan is coming back this way. That's an easy, just give it to him. And look at this all green grass. Look at that. You're telling me you don't think Bijan's going to score right there? Okay, let's say you don't see Bijan. Just run. Get yards. Get closer for Younghoe Koo. You know, maybe you get close enough that you decide to go for it on 4th down at the 1 or 2 yard line. I don't know. But what you can't do is what Kirk ends up doing. Right here. Look, Kirk is rearing back. He is rearing back to throw the ball. Why? This is why. See this back of the end zone? There's no one there. You know who he saw or thought would break? Either Drake or Mooney. But they weren't on the same page. They weren't. He lofts it up. Drake doesn't move. Mooney slows down. Well, now guess who has a free run at it? The defensive backs. And it turns into a touchback, and it just killed your momentum. And I remember feeling so emotional, like, what in the world was Kirk doing? And even he thought, I know Kirk looked back at it and probably felt sick to his stomach. It just sucks. It didn't work out. He wanted the receivers to do something. They didn't do what he thought. It turns into a turnover. Again, Kirk is probably he's probably already seen this play a million times, and he probably saw Bijan coming across his face, and he's probably like, why didn't I just check it down? That's what we were all asking. This is by far Kirk's worst game of his career. I think it gets better from here, and I know a lot of people are having the rumblings of Michael Penix needs to start. Could we see Michael Penix? Maybe. But I think Kirk plays better this coming week, and we see possibly the redemption he needs against his former team.